Well, we're still building up defenses in Diffie. I didn't have nearly as much time passed as I intended, and that's because we have a new faction to look at. The Zenith Trader is ready to trade on Sproul, and obviously the homeworld would be the preferred place we would do that. So if we dive in here, there's our lovely little creature, whatever you want to call it, the Zenith Trader. And it just automatically puts its wares in your build menu. And partly just to demonstrate them, but also because I want them, I'm going to, where our force fields have gotten moved out of the way a little bit, probably by one of the Astro trains. So let's see, let's float them back up this way. But I want all the stuff they have. So you can build one of everything they have on a planet, and you can have up to 2 of everything they have in the galaxy. So you could fully stock 2 planets, or you could split them up at some point. I want everything we can get here at Sproul. Now, number 1 is going to be the lesser Zenith power generator, which is only 100k energy below the top one. So that's another 500k, and it's going to drastically help our economy. You can see we're just under that 200k line that I'd like to be at for this right here. So I'm going to need to actually take down a turret or 2 until we get back to being above that. Because as many systems as we've lost, I do not want to lose one and have a brownout. No, indeed. Okay, so this we're going to stick right underneath there. And what I want to do is put all of these on hold fire. And that way they won't get built. I just want to have them and then build one at a time, focus my metal. So now this one's going to cost almost 6 million, 5.5 million. So anytime that we have a decent amount of metal that we don't need for fighting, we're going to want to invest it in these. All of our stuff from the battle station here, I don't care about that. Okay, mass driver. Now these die to remain, so you don't have to worry too much about losing them. And we don't want to stick them under the force field. I'm going to stick them a little bit behind the force field right there. And so there's a mass driver now to help us out. And if any astro trains or other large things decide to come in here and attack, well, we're going to give them a piece of our mind with that. Black hole machine. We know what those do. Now, where are we most likely to get attacked here? Well, I mean, the only system we haven't taken is Terminus, but it could come from any direction. However, we have choke point over here. So I think it's most likely best for us to put stuff towards the Terminus area. And let's see here. So we would want this to extend about out as far as our defenses do in this direction. For some reason, I don't have any minefields up. Okay, so, but I'm going to be looking about right here, I think. So that's where I'm going to stick that. Can deal with the minefield situation later. Probably just never put up the paralysis minefield in this situation. No, I didn't. I've got a dozen of them I can use. Okay, so that's a thing to do later. Now, a lot of these cost energy, as does this one, but the Zenith Forced Field Generator is between a Mark III and a Mark IV generator of our technology. We're currently at Mark II in here and Mark I just about everywhere else. So this is a huge, huge thing for us. We're going to stick one right here, and that's going to help us protect even more. Moving on down, the other things that they sell are basically versions of other faction technology. For example, the Chained Eidolon is based off of the Dark Spire. Now, all of these down here, they cost some energy. They can move around slowly. They're really good fighters. And then they can't go out of wormholes, and if they're destroyed, then you can rebuild them from remains. So think of them as glorified station-keeping frigates, only very glorified station-keeping frigates. And I'm just going to place them all back here. So the Aberration, the Abomination are, I believe, modeled off the Nanocost, variants of what they have, and then, of course, the Macrophage. And if you add all of them together, you're over 3 million in terms of the cost. So that's going to be fun. We're going to go deactivate all of those. And then once we get the metal, we're currently spending quite a bit, but once we get the metal, we're going to want our lovely Zenith power generator here to go up first so that we have more energy. You can see these have all tanked our energy more, so I really need to knock out some stuff. I think for the moment, I'm going to take down my plasma turrets in here to create a little bit of more energy. Matter of fact, if I take down all 3 of them, that should probably be it. Yeah, that's what I'll do for now. I'll definitely want to put them up later. I don't want to forget about them, but I want the energy. And now we've got a bunch of new toys that we can work on over time. So, back to our fun. We've still got to get some of these various marauders cleared out and get into Rhea and clear out that mess in there with the data center and so on. Now, speaking of that mess in Rhea, notice they've got 116 strength of threat along with all the other mess of stuff that they have, which happens to be about 10% of their total threat. So there's a lot of it in here. Look at this whole mess. And the Devour Golem's heading this way. So I want to accomplish a couple things here. Obviously, we're not going to be wiping out this big mass anytime soon. Okay? But I want to get rid of... I want to antagonize this stuff, and also want to get rid of this tachyon detectors. So let's go ahead and do that, please. Okay, what's left? Well, I can hardly even see them. Let's go after that one. I think that's it. Let's see, let's move around a bit over in this area. I want to keep everybody super close to the wormhole. Is part of the issue. Let's move above the wormhole. Let me try that. Because I want to be able to get out quickly if... Yeah, I don't see anybody else. And he's taking some hits. We could do a little bit more damage here. That's almost dead. Let's hit that and then go. Okay. Now we're going to go. Everybody, get out. Okay, you can see it got down really low, but they are out. So if we switch over here, load up everybody, and then move back here to repair. Now, back in Rhea, we have... Where is it? Yeah, we had a bunch of stuff that came up this way. We antagonized it, and now the Devour Golem's going to do a bunch of our work for us. Not all of it, but going to clear out this while we rebuild our fleet. And of course, the more it destroys, the less we have to deal with. And there's still, of course, lots and lots of it. But the less I have to do, the happier that I'm going to be. So if we pop back out here, they've already lost about 40-some strength, and we'll lose a little bit more from their threat fleet. We're going to repair in here. Now, let's see. There's a battle going on in Altera, and that's probably as useful as any place for us to send this other fleet over. And of course, I want BD around to deal with this CPA. Let's just move this forward a little bit, see how big this CPA is going to be. Don't have to worry about any of the rest of this. This thing's triggering to boost their wave budget, but I don't really care too much about that. More exos. All of that stuff going on. Our metal's still going down, so we can't even think about building any of the trader stuff. Okay. 138 strength, about 1,000 ships. Goes back up to 1.25k. And the Devour Golem hasn't made the jump yet, but it's knocked out another 10 threat. Okay, so my plan in here is to really grind it out. Once the Devour Golem gets out of the way, I can send in my cloaked fleet. And the nice thing is over here, this data center is actually out of range of all this stuff. Now, it's got a ton of ships inside of it, but if I'm careful, I think I can knock that out, and that'll lower their reinforcements a bit. And then I'm just going to do the usual plink away where I can. It'll be much more difficult than before, but we'll eventually make progress. And I also need to boost up the metal so I can work on building a lot of that trader stuff. So I just think it's going to be a slow grind for this part of the game. And of course, I want to work on leveling up that regen golem once I get the chance much later in the battle. Alright, so here's even more fun from a little bit later. Now, we've got counterattack started, but These are like actually full ensemble, and a lot of this over stuff here is like Hunter and Praetorian Fleet, and they're from different AIs. So they're fighting each other. So I released over 1,000 ships. They're fighting each other, and now I sort of have carte blanche to go around and do various things. And it's kind of an open question when I should even come in here. But look at the strength; it's already down to 500. I'm not going to bring in everybody else yet, but this is completely hilarious. We're able to maintain our presence over here for the moment. All right, let's concentrate. Let's knock out this Tesla if we can. Dire Guardians must go before other things. Okay, we're still holding on okay. There's a Dire Nucleophilic, another Dire Nucleophilic. They're partway down. Let's see if we can take out maybe one of those. They're focusing more on us now. Boy, I don't know. Come on, get that one down, then we'll retreat. Okay. So now we'll load back up. And hopefully they'll get distracted fighting each other again, and then I can go hit somewhere else. And then eventually I'll want to bring everything in here. Boy, down to 357 already. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be long at all before I bring everything in. But let's... Oh, yeah, they're... Okay, we don't have cloaking. We have to get cloaking back. Come on, give it to me. They're still shooting me. They shouldn't have detectors over here. So, give me my cloaking. I think I got it now. Yeah, okay. I've got some attacks onto Bowen. We should be good there. Okay, we need to keep 10 strength. They're down to 320. This is a whole big mess. They've got detectors here. No actual detectors here. Tractor arrays and stuff. I think I'll work my way around to this guard post. Yeah, and I just want them to fight each other. This is a beautiful thing. They're all going to fight each other and tear each other apart for me. This is going to be a lot easier than I thought. Okay, so let's unload here. We're back up to full strength. Let's knock out that pike guard post. Yeah, and let's just load up and find another target. Let's let their ships go fight each other if that's what they're willing to do. Now these sentinels have... Okay, yeah, the sentinels have decloakers. So that's not a real good idea to get too close to them. Let's see, what's the range? About there. Okay, let's hang out down here. What's going on in Bowen? Yeah, they got a bunch of sentinel gunboats. Okay. We need to load these up. And you need to get down there to relieve that pressure. You know what? We'll just hang out. Let's get them in position first and hang out where we are for now. There we go. And you're going to go on pursuit. You're going to knock all of those out so that they can't just tear this up. We'll kill the Tesla with our turrets and everything will be happy there. Okay, so now back to what we're doing in here. Are they really down that low? Is that 108? No, 236. Okay, but what I want to do here is just sort of... Let's go after the pike guard post from distance.
Incoming resistance transmission. Sorry. Enemies are attacking our planet.
Okay, that's gone. Now, we lost a lot, so we're just going to load back up. 231. Run away.
Massive incursion into our territory.
Are they done fighting each other?
IFF signals are friendly.
Appears they might be for the moment. Yeah, I think I want to circle around here and then bring in my my other fleets. All right, I think I've got as far as I reasonably can without bringing the rest of the fleet in. I want to stay out of the range of their turrets, even the ones that aren't snipers. They still outnumber us 2-1. But I'm curious to see what our metal can do against them here. Plus we got the regen golem to help with some of this. I can pull that regen golem in and out of the system. And yeah, I wanna be keeping control of you. You get back here.
Allied resistance ships joining the fight.
Gradually wearing them down a bit. We're doing fine on metal because anything that dies is being handled by the regen golem. Okay, that's low enough that I don't want to let it go. So let's send you in. There we go. So I need to get you repaired and then send you right back out. And then, of course, while I'm doing this, you need to have no production going. So they're going to use metal to repair you and metal for the ships in this area.
Incoming resistance transmission. Sorry.
So what do we have left in here? 170 to 82. Whoa. Are you... Yep, you're crippled as well. Let's get you out. Let's see, we've got to keep 26 in here. So I can manage this properly, I think. Let's have you. Which one are you? Okay, that's the surplus fleet. No surprise that you were the first one to get crippled. And we can repair you a lot faster. So let's have the engineers do that. There we go. You're up to 70%. Go back in. Show up. Come on, show up. There we go. And now we're going to have you construct again. I think all of you, I just want you to hang out up here and attack what you can attack. Because until we clear out these in here, I don't have a better idea. Vanguards and everything absorbing damage will get pounded from afar by their gunboats, but I don't see a useful alternative. What's going on in here? Whoa. How did Zanzibar get a wave of 127 strength? Ah, the Reconquista. How fun. Well, that's going to go down. Like, basically, I think I have to write that system off. Unless I'm willing to pull all my fleets out of here, and I'm not. Yeah, I don't see any point in even trying to defend it. Okay. How is our golem doing? We're back up. Get in there. Save us some metal. Then you can rebuild once more. Full strength. And we're doing enough damage to absorb everything we're having to rebuild right now. So I think we've got this system. And we can go take back Zanzibar when we're done here.
All turrets open fire.
Come on. Okay. Unless I'm mistaken, I can get this going now. This should be a matter of time. I just want to clear it out, neuter the rest of the system, grab the communications node for another 5 AI progress. By the way, they're changing that in the next patch. I won't be able to do this anymore. Civil War is going to disallow the communication nodes when you start up a new game.
IFF signals are friendly.
Won't be able to get that sort of free 5 AI progress. But still, this is going to be very nice. Okay, now this is worth seeing a bit of because this is Zanzibar, and we never lost it. Just got my fleets back in there after handling everything else. You can see originally it was 120 to 20. Why did we not lose it? Why was it not crushed? It's been several minutes. We've done other fighting, we've lost ships, all of those things. And the answer to that question is really quite simple. It was almost all MLRS corvettes. Our tractor beams and everything did well against them, but they don't have a huge amount of damage. They do great when they're attacking something that has already been hit a lot. And that's not our current situation. You know, when we had turrets and stuff in here, they were usually attacking targets that had good strength or the force fields. And so they were able to just hold out and hold out and hold out. And the snipers or spider turrets locked down a lot of them. And so this is a great example of how strength alone, numbers alone, you know, don't automatically win. And now we're going to have some turrets coming back online. And yeah, we're about to wrap this up.
Enemy contact.
So we actually didn't lose any systems. Still obviously the right thing to retain the energy for it. But we got the job done, and we can move on to other fun projects. Alright, now we've knocked out, I'm going to move this up here. We've knocked out the instigator base, so that takes care of one issue. And then I'm moving the regenerator golem in here, and the point of this is that I don't need this. I don't need what I'm doing right now. I do not need the regenerator golem in this system, so why am I doing it? Because I want to level it up. I need to improve it as much as possible. And if we take a look at where we're at, okay, so it's reached level 2 now.
Major enemy force in our
I think it was like 3 million health originally. Yeah, okay, now it's up to, it could get up to about 3.5 million. It's got additional DPS and et cetera, et cetera. And I'm wondering how high the efficiency goes for the vampirism. So, or not the vampirism, but the, the regenerating of ships in the system. Let's move forward just a little bit more. But it can help with the defense, but the main purpose is I've just got to grind it up, grind it up, grind it up. And now I got to figure out what I'm going to do after this, because we've secured our defense, but that's only part of it. And there comes the next CPA. But AI progress down to 159, and then the floor is down at 113. So if we can get that down more, that would be even better. I'm now taking the next step, and I don't feel great about it, but I also don't think I had anything better. So obviously I said before, Milner is a big target. Still is a big target. Next system out here isn't that special. We're still working out this in here. I mean, obviously we've got, there's another risk analyzer. I thought I'd found them all. Anyway, more outguard. But the question is, how do I get here? And right now, the only way I could get there is through the enemy homeworld in Zombie. And obviously that's not going to happen. So I think that this is just, by default, it's a target that I have to take later. Even though I'd like it sooner, I can't get there. Yeah, I mean, it's a whole, I've got to find an efficient way to try to get over there if I can. So I went out this way. And I didn't really want the GCA in here, but I really couldn't afford taking it, so I ate the hacking. More importantly, I got the core turret controller that was in here. And I don't even plan on keeping this system. Dijkstra's not defensible. By the way, if we look here, we're up to Mark III on our regen golem. So that's escalating quite well, up to almost 5 million in maximum health. Really helping out what it's doing. I'm taking it along on everything important. But anyway, I mean, these three systems, I would have to at least totally secure, like Sten, for example. And I don't want to do that, especially with Dark Spire here. The road in was hard. Because I came in through here, and these systems are just a mess of both Dark Spire and AI. And I didn't want to trigger any of that and get into a big mess. The only way to do it was go around through here, up through Sten, and then run through this system and get into Dijkstra. That ended up working. But getting through here to my other systems, going to be very difficult. I think this is the very edge. Yeah, four jumps away. So any further, I would have been at risk of the reserves showing up for deep striking. Anyway, I didn't want to take this before because of Secundus and the troop accelerator on a Mark 6. But what I'm actually going to do is just not hang on to it very long. What I want to do is get over here to Kosat. So if I have control of this, then I won't be deep striking anywhere along this path. It'll be close, but I won't be. Get another data center. Obviously, dealing with a curse golem won't be fun. But then, this data center will pay for that capture, although we'll be abandoning this one. And then we'll be right next to this outguard. So I'll probably want to hack that. And it also gives me a position to strike at this communication node to be in range of this homeworld and to push out here if I want to. I don't think I want anything out here right now. So all of those pluses to me, plus getting the core turret controller, made it worth taking this as a temporary one that we're just going to abandon. And that'll be the next step that I try to take. Now, the Marauder territory has mostly been taken over by the AI. And I've done a little bit of neutering, but not much, mostly over here in Kol Marauer, which was a fun little battle to get into. But over here, like, they're attacking, like we just cleared out Kalixa, and this haven has been a non-stop thing. Like, there continue to be Marauders in there, and AI and Dark Spire, and it's just a nice big cauldron. I want somebody to just hurry up and win. But I just try to get through there quickly. But I knocked out Kalixa. We've had Marauder attacks of up to 30, a little bit low 30s strength over here in Richie's. A little bit more than we can handle. I'm probably going to boost up turrets in a couple of places, particularly now that I have a little bit more energy. And we did also get some built on the Zenith power generator. You can see down there at the bottom, it's almost half built. So I've been gradually throwing metal into that, and our metal's pretty high right now. Can probably do some more of that. So it's a constant balance between building that stuff up and fighting. I'm not sure what I'm going to do after Kosat. But at least that'll give me a few more things scouted, and we're starting to narrow it down a little bit. Now, obviously, I have to take one of these rings out. I'd like to know as much as I can about this so I can decide which way to go around. With this one homeworld here, I'm pretty much blocked off that way, so I'm thinking I want to, slide out this way. But I don't know enough about what's here. There's a couple Dark Spire. The only thing I could even think about taking is this GCA, and I don't want that. I got plenty of GCAs now. I don't want to spend any more on that. So, yeah. I really just want to find a reasonably efficient way to get out here and into this territory. Or maybe I have to take out, maybe I take out an early wormhole AI. I don't want to do that if I don't have to, because I don't want to, trigger all that extra AI progress. So in the long term, from getting here to the end game, I don't see a great path. So I'm just sort of trying to do little things at the moment to get more information. Anyway, hopefully we'll have a little bit of a better picture for the next session and make some more decisions that will move us a bit closer to that. Till then, thanks for watching, everybody. More Faction Frenzy will continue coming up soon.